Hi, welcome to the Crypto Republic. Before we dive in, if you're serious about staying ahead in this once-in-a-lifetime financial shift, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Republic. The first hidden truth isn't about price, it's about purpose. To understand XRP's position, you have to understand the game being played behind closed doors. Tokenization is not a buzzword, it's a blueprint, one that's being drafted by global asset managers, central banks, and fintech networks. When history shifted from gold coins to paper money, entire empires rose and fell. When paper became digital, a new empire was born, the one controlled by Wall Street and payment networks. And now that empire is rewriting its code again, this time on blockchain rails. Every bond, every real estate deed, every stock certificate, all turned into digital tokens that move instantly globally without friction. Who benefits from that? The institutions that control the pipes of liquidity. And what blockchain is already engineered for liquidity, speed, and regulatory interoperability? Not the ones chasing memes or speculative yields. It's the one designed to move value, not hype. XRP. But here's the strategic silence. If the largest financial players publicly acknowledge XRP's role now, they'd ignite a speculative wave they could not control. So instead, they talk about tokenization and distributed ledgers in vague terms, while quietly aligning with the very infrastructure. It's the same playbook used by oil barons in the early 1900s. They called their land purchases mineral rights. They never said oil until they owned it all. That's what we're seeing again. But this time, the oil is liquidity. And the land grab, it's digital rails. The second hidden truth is one few retail investors ever notice: the liquidity paradox. Institutions don't buy like you and me. They don't hit buy XRP on an exchange. They need oceans of liquidity, enough to move billions without sending prices vertical. And that's why XRP's current price isn't a failure, it's a feature. Because for major players preparing for cross-border settlement, tokenized asset exchanges, and fund infrastructure, low volatility and deep liquidity are gold. While the retail crowd argues on Twitter about price chart, institutions accumulate quietly throughout OTC desks, custody channels, and fund intermediaries. It's the same dynamic seen in every industrial shift. In the early days of the internet, major telecoms bought fiber networks while the public obsessed over dot-com stocks. In the 1950s, corporations hoarded uranium before the nuclear boom. Real power moves before the headlines. You'll notice mysterious volume surges in XRP with no news catalysts. That's not random. That's structural liquidity movement. The footprints of invisible whales setting the table for a future where global payments run on real-time settlement. And the longer retail holders stay distracted by meme coins, the longer institutional players get to accumulate at fire sale valuations. It's a waiting game, because when the switch flips, when tokenized markets go live, price doesn't rise linearly. History repeats itself. The insiders load the ship while everyone else argues on the dock. The third hidden truth: regulation isn't the threat, it's the trigger. For years, uncertainty around XRP's classification kept large institutions cautious. But every courtroom victory, every legal clarification, and every partnership announcement edges XRP closer to the one thing Wall Street craves most: regulatory clarity. And that clarity transforms everything. Because once XRP stands as a compliant, utility-backed digital asset, the financial behemoths, the BlackRocks, the Vanguards, the State Streets can step in without hesitation. They don't feel regulation, they require it. That's when the real wave begins. ETFs, derivatives, and tokenized funds built on top of XRP's based liquidity frameworks. Think of it like the birth of the stock market itself. The moment the rules were written, capital flooded in. XRP's journey is following the same pattern. It's the codification of the bridge between old money and new infrastructure. Once compliance locks in, capital doesn't trickle, it erupts. So let's connect the dots, okay? First, the world's largest financial players promote tokenization, but rarely name XRP. Second, they benefit from low volatility, slow retail adoption, because that's how you accumulate quietly. And third, they wait for regulation, because that's when they can go public with their strategies. Sound familiar? It should, because it's how every financial revolution has begun. In the 1800s, Rothschild bankers financed governments quietly while the public debated gold prices. In the 1990s, early investors built the internet backbone before anyone cared about websites. And now, institutional finance is repeating the cycle just digitally. History rewards those who read between the lines. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The biggest wealth transfers in history never announced themselves. The oil magnates didn't hold press conferences. The tech titans didn't broadcast their early bets. And the asset managers shaping blockchain's next era won't tell you what they're building, not yet. But in their silence isn't absence, it's alignment. So ask yourself, are you holding noise or are you holding infrastructure? Because when this next era of finance unfolds, those who understood the signals, the partnerships, the filings, liquidity patterns won't just be early, they'll be foundational. Comment your XRP outlook. Share this with someone still sleeping on what's coming, because the biggest opportunities are always hidden in plain sight. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button, ring the bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, turn on notifications, and most importantly, subscribe to the Crypto Republic, bringing you the truth about XRP, global banking moves, and the wealth transfer already unfolding. Don't just watch history happen. Stay informed, stay ahead, stay in the Republic.